Let us start the session again, friends. The last few minutes of our session. I would like to tell you that I'm going to mute you all. Yes, it is done. The session is also being recorded. Kindly be informed of it. Now I continue. So we were discussing a lot of questions that were posted by our teachers, and let me continue that journey. See, we were thinking about the other words that we require for certain commonly used words. There is a very wide confusion about this word, fasten. Fasten. Fasten does not mean doing something so fast. Let us be aware of it. The right word for doing something so fast is quicken. What do you mean by fasten? You know that. Fasten means make it tight. Fasten your seat belt, right? Fasten means going tight. Quicken means making it fast. And making it fast. The word fastly is again a very commonly used wrong word. Guys, I request you to have your ends muted. Thank you. Thank you so much. Never use the word fastly. Never use the word fastly because there is no word in English termed fastly. Let it be right fast. Right fast. Is that clear? And again, the common misconception, every one of us know this. However, let me try to highlight it since we are discussing most of the words. Hardly. Hardly is a word which means different. This does not mean doing it so tough. Hardly means rare. Hardly means rare. I hardly see mistakes, meaning I don't see mistakes. That is the meaning. And in fact, you should know the difference between saying a few and few. What is the difference between saying a few and few? Here or, let us make it like this. I see a few students. I see few students. What is the meaning? I see a few students means there are only a few students there, like only 5 or 6 students there. But when I say I see few students, when I say I see few students, meaning I don't see students. That is similar to the word hardly. See, when I said hardly, I told you that does not mean working hard. Hardly means nothing is happening. You understand? I hardly see anything. Similarly, I see few students means I don't see students. Now look at this. I can see a little water means I can see a little water means there is some water. But when I say I can see little water, that means I can't see water, right? The article a adds the real meaning. Without the article, few and little will mean nothing. Do you get it, my dear friends? I believe the connection is better and you are able to listen to me, yeah? Yes? All right, great. And the next question is about how do I say this? Most of the times I say, children read slowly. Okay, children read slowly. Reading slowly is different from reading silently. What were you actually trying to mean? Check it very clearly, right? Some of us were wondering if there is a word to say reduce the volume. See, here is the word for it. Lower your voice. Lower your voice. Speak low. That is the right word. Speak low. Speak low does not mean speak less. No, that is not the meaning for it. When you say speak low, bring your voice low. That is the meaning. Do you get it, friends? Come on, have your voice low. Speak low means reduce the voice. And another word is like this beautiful word in English. See, you are talking silently. Like I've heard some of the teachers saying like that. Whisper is the word that you use there. Whisper, like a silent talk that you hear, a rumble that you hear there. Yeah. And there was one question from a teacher. What is the right English word for rasikiradu? Rasikiradu. That is the question asked. Okay. Say if you are taking a food, you say, I taste the food. We say that. Just a second. We say, I taste that food. Maybe when you are looking at a scenery, we say, I enjoy the sight of the scenery. But what do I say in general? Rasikiradu. In general, I like it. See, the right word in English is relish. I relish. Say relish can be used for anything. I relish the taste of the food. I relish the sight of the scenery. I relish my good old memories. எல்லாமே ரசிக்கிறது, right? Relish means ரசிக்கிறது. That is how it goes. And then maybe when we talk about whisper, loud, I think I told you about this word, bang. See, we tend to say two boys uh, like banged at each other. Their heads banged and they have got a swollen head. Yeah, maybe for the word swelling, inflate is again a general word, like how children get injured. Like we say, there is a difference between the word pain, ache, swelling, inflate. Say swelling is like what you see, this bulging on the head when they bang at each other, that is swelling. Inflammation is a common word. Okay, say when you blow, the balloon inflates. I'm sorry, it's not inflammate. The balloon inflates. That is how it connects with living things and non-living things. What is the difference between pain and ache? There are two kinds of meanings people say. Number one, usually the ache is on the inner side. Stomach ache, headache, like it's paining inside. You get that? Headache, stomach ache. When you say pain, it's on the external. Say, I feel a pain in the place where I hit my hand. I feel a pain in my elbow. Like that's outward. Some people don't accept this definition. They say that's not the difference. They say ache is mild. Ache is mild. Pain is more. When it grows more, the ache becomes pain, they say. And the next question is on this part. You should study, no? Like we have dealt this in many of our sessions. How do I say this? You should study, no? You have checked, no? You have brought the notebook, no? Now remember, friends, like whenever you go with this no question, that's not the right way to use. That is the place in English where you will be using tags. See, in India, 98% of the people, may they be learned or not learned, they don't use tags. If you can use tags, you are one of the finest set of people using the language. Now look at this. The right form should be, you should study, no? Like it has to be, you should study. Shouldn't you? That's the right form of asking the question. I have given the notebooks. Haven't I? Right? We are preparing. Aren't we? See, we have learned this in our childhood, but then we never used it later in our regular usages. Learn to use it, friends. You become a fantastic speaker in English. And please avoid this fellow. Don't always go with isn't it. I have told you, isn't it? I have checked the notebooks, isn't it? Wrong. There is no universal tag concept in question tags. It should be, I have told you, haven't I? He has written the homework, hasn't he? That is how you have to use it. And again, there is a lot of logic with this has, have, had. Since we talked about it, let me quickly underline that, friends. I had my tea. I had my tea. Whenever it comes to coffee, or maybe let me put it like this, beverages. When it comes to beverages, don't say drink. Wrong. And when it comes to saying breakfast, lunch, your supper, don't say eat. Don't say eat. Have you eaten your lunch? Wrong. Even there it is take. Take. Or say had. I had my lunch. I took my tea. I had my tea. I had my coffee. Use these words. They are beautiful. Now, I had my tea. The other case is, I had my tea. What is the difference between these two usages? If you know the difference, my dear friends, you're going to be a brilliant user of the language. Remember, I had is like the simple past tense. We know that. I had is past perfect. Now let me tell you, just 10 minutes ago, I gave you a cup of tea. Try to understand the scenario. 10 minutes ago, I gave you a cup of tea. Now I ask, where is the tea? You say, I had the tea. Something that happened a few minutes ago, you say, yes, I had the tea. When I ask, where is the tea? You say, I had the tea. Now assume I come to you with a cup of tea. You want to tell me that you don't want that tea because you have already had one at home. I make it clear. You don't want that cup of tea because you have already had one at home. There you say, sorry, I had a tea already. Do you understand? So when that task is completed long back, you wish to say had. When you say just a few minutes ago, you completed that tea, you say had. I repeat, friends, when that task is completed long back, you tend to say, I had my tea. So, ippa venda. But the other case, I gave it to you just 10 minutes ago. Now, when I come here, you say, thank you, sir. I had the tea. That is how you say. Now, look at the last case. Last case. I gave you a cup of tea. You took the tea. And I come there. Exactly when I come there, you finish the last sip of the tea. You finish the last sip of the tea. And you keep it on the table. And you tell me, I have had the tea. Do you understand? 3 usages, friends. I just finished it. So I say, I have had the tea. I finished it 10 minutes ago. I say, I had the tea. Thank you, Sham. No, Sham, I don't want it. Long back or already I had it. Do you understand the differences? If you know these 3 differences and if you use it everywhere, you're going to be so brilliant. You will never confuse with this formation of had and had. It would be so easy with you. All right. And one more thing about these guys, this is wrong. I am having a doubt. Maybe some of us, like when we posted the question, like accidentally we fall into this trap. I am having a mobile phone. Wrong. See, I know the present continuous form is correctly used here, but have is a word which never should be, or at least in most of the places, should not be used in the present continuous. I repeat, friends, have is a word which should not be used in present continuous form. Then how do I ask, sir? I have a doubt. I have a doubt. I have a mobile phone. Put it in the simple present form. I make it again, put it in the simple present form. All right. So we have underlined tags. We have underlined the usage of have, has, had, and the combinations of have had, has had. All right. Okay. And let me check if there are. Here is one more question. I, we, shall. Sir, why are these 3 words coming together? This is the question asked. See, when I say he will play, it's correct. When I say she will play, it is correct. But when it comes to I or we, people say don't use will, they say we shall play. Why, sir? This is a question. Okay, here it goes. See, this is not only in English. In most of the languages, we have this point. See, they want to include some attitude and behavior into the language here. Make it very clear. Will is a very powerful word. Will is a very powerful word. It means I can do it. I will do it. That is the meaning for the word will. You can add that power when you're talking about somebody else. He will do it. Okay. She will do it. Okay. They will do it. Okay. But when you're including you, please try to be a little humble. Please try to be a little modest. This is what I say. So it becomes I shall do or I shall play. We shall play. Shall is a subtle usage. Subtle means like a little humble. I say a little soft word. I give you 2 words, humble, modest. Yeah. Humble and modest both go together. Humility is the noun form for humble. Just trying to give you words, friends. Humility is the noun form of humble. I want you to have some humility. That is how you say. All right. Yeah. One more. talking about I shall, we shall, you would have also sensed this when people say, when you're including 2 or 3 members, how do you frame the sentence? Kumar, you and I went to the temple. In this case, why do they want us to have I at the last? That is also for the same reason that I told you. They always want you to come at the end when you report something normally. Always give priority to the other people, the third person first, the second person next, and you at the end. All right. And there is a regular confusion between active voice and passive voice also. Be very clear, friends. Take the tense table. If you are using any sentence, your sentence should follow the verbs or tenses within that tense table. You can't say, I am completed that work. This is a very common usage found everywhere. I am completed that work. I am completed is a passive usage, my dear friends. It can only be the work is completed by me. Only that is right. The opposite can never be right. Okay. And one more, what is the difference between complete and finish? What is the difference between complete and finish? Both mean the work is over. Both mean the work is over. But complete means a productive work. You include something and complete it. Finish means you take off, you destruct, you destroy, you remove and complete that work. For example, when you have the lunch box, you finish your lunch because you're emptying that tiffin box. Am I right? You're taking it off from the tiffin box. So you say, I finished the lunch. But think of homework. Don't ask your children to finish the homework. Wrong. You completed the homework because he has written something. There is productive work involved into this. So it becomes you completed the homework. All right. Just remember this. In the race track, there is always something called finish line. Finish line. It is not complete line. So he has covered all those distances. So it is like finished. That is how it goes. And a quick final proposition. At is a preposition which has to be understood with its right sense. At means exactly. At means accurately. Say, when I say, I live in Tamil Nadu, they don't say I live at Tamil Nadu, because in Tamil Nadu I can be anywhere. Then they say I live at Virudhunagar in Tamil Nadu. Why? Now I have given a specific exact location. Now assume that I'm going to give my street's name. In that case, it becomes I live at Link Road in Virudhunagar. Now the Virudhunagar takes in Virudhunagar in Tamil Nadu. You understand? At always comes with the most specific exact location. The other references take in. I'll give you an example. Whenever you you see a mail ID, how do you see that? See, this is the mail ID that I had given you. Look at the mail ID. There are so many special characters in the keyboard, but they have chosen at gmail.com. The reason for it being at is the preposition which always talks about the location. Is that clear? All right, friends. And maybe I'll rush up with the last 2 or 3 questions that I had received. There were questions on yesterday's session. Yes, I also felt the same. There were a few areas which could have been briefed yet more. We are only strangling ourselves with the time that is available for us. The question is, what is the problem with H? What is the problem with H? Can you explain that again? Friends, make it very clear. There is no her sound. There is no her sound. The word HONEST is nothing but this. This is the pronunciation. Honest. Right? Say, for example, what is the problem with this word? This is not our. Remove the H. This is the pronunciation. Our. All right? H, just imagine that it is removed. Automatically, you will get the vowel sound. All right. And one more thing, I did not receive it as a question, but I wanted to tell you, is this correct? Is this correct? According to me, he is correct. We usually tend to use this word according. Friends, make it very clear. According to Suresh, he is correct. This is okay. This usage is fine. According to them, the plan is good. This is also fine. When you talk about others, you can use according. But when you talk about you, you cannot use according to me. It should only be me, he is correct. I'll tell you a simple reason for this. This is how you have to approach the language, my dear friends. It goes like this. There is a word in English called accord. Do you know that? Accord, there is a word in English. It's a very much it's a usage that is used by the government policies. See, there is something called an Indo-Sri Lankan accord. There is something called as an Indo-US accord. Agreement. Accord means agreement. So when two countries sign, that agreement becomes an accord. That accord is made as a gerundial. According to him, meaning in agreement to him, as he agrees, as he accepts. That is the meaning. Now look at the usage with me. I can't agree with myself. I can't sign a treaty with myself. You can't say according to me. That is why according doesn't come with you. According can come with others. Is that clear? So make it very clear. According to him. When I think about it from his perception, I see that he finds it right. According to that person, when I feel it from that person's view, I see that he finds it good. But I cannot accord with myself. This is the point. Okay? All right. Now, the last thing that we shall discuss in this session is, there was a question. In fact, even before I saw that question, I wanted to discuss this one quick time. Just a second. Just a second, friends. This is what we discussed yesterday. Life, lives. When the word ends with yes, when the word ends with yes, yes is a voiceless sound. Meaning, when you say yes and close your ears, you won't feel any vibration. Yes is a voiceless sound. Okay? Now, before this voiceless sound, you can't have another voiceless sound. No, it is not possible. I repeat, before this voiceless sound, you can't have another voiceless sound. For example, when you say lives, fur, 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 that is also a voiceless sound. They don't go together. It won't be good for pronunciation. So they change that fur into ver. Ver, ver. That is a voiced sound. Now, voiced and voiceless, the combination is good. It is good when you hear. That is why before yes, they would accept another voiced sound and not another voiceless sound. This is what I said. Is this clear? A thumbs up, please. If you are clear with this. Okay. Now, the opposite of this happens with past tense. Listen to me very clearly. The opposite of this happens when it comes to the past tense. Let me first give the example. Let me not talk. Look at this. What do you find there? WATCHED, KICKED, SHAPED. In the previous case, voiced and voiceless don't go together. That's wrong. But in past tense, when you write it in past tense, before this D, character D, the combination should be the opposite of what I told earlier. What is that? Voiced and voiced go together. Voiceless and voiceless go together. Do you understand, friends? If it is past tense, voiced and voiced go together. Voiceless and voiceless go together. Look at this. Watch. It ends with CH. Say ch, ch. No vibration. Look at kick. K, k. No vibration. Say P, p, p. No vibration. So when I say that ED, there also I should not hear any vibration. So what should I do? Make it ET. Do you understand? Since the previous word is voiceless, make that ED also voiceless. So how is the pronunciation? Watched, kicked, shaped. This is how you have to pronounce. You should not pronounce watched, kicked, shaped. Wrong. Wrong. Make it stern. Make it voiceless. Watched, kicked, shaped. You understand? As if there is a T there. As if there is a T. Now look at the other case. B, b. That is a voiced sound. So he can be followed by d sound. So you say rubbed, rubbed. Now think of this guy. Wave. This v. He has a vibration. So I can have the vibration in D also. So I say waved, waved. Is that clear? This is it, friends. I just wanted to underline all these pointers. I'll try to give this recording to your institutions. I'm definitely doing that. Try to take a look at the voiced and voiceless sound-based discussions back and again. You will certainly understand it. And one more teacher had asked me for a confirmation on desert and desert. Desert and desert. We discussed that yesterday. So oh my God. I'm sorry, friends. Since my system rebooted, that file is missing. Just if you can give me a second, I'll get that file for you. Just a second. This will be the last of our tasks as we close it now. Maybe that will be useful for you. Okay. Okay, here is the link, friends. I have sent you. Okay. It is not pasting. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try to send that link to you, friends. There is a link which gives you such differences. How we think certain cases are homophones, but they are not. I'll send that link to you somehow as I send the video recordings to your institutions. But yes, with these words, I would like to conclude the session for today. I've tried to underline all or maybe answer all the queries that were posted to me by mail. It was also a compilation that we had taken earlier from various institutions as we attended our faculty sessions or regular sessions. Thank you so much for all your patience, my dear friends. I would say you have spent your 40 minutes to 1 hour of every day. Right from day one, I have been highly enthused and motivated by your cooperation and commitment. I would like to gladly submit my report to your institution stating that your support, your presence added more value to this program. The mail ID priya.k.87@gmail.com will still be open for your queries. You can post your queries at any time. When I have another opportunity to meet you, maybe after the lockdown is released, I'll see that those pointers are addressed. In all, my sincere thanks to the management, the principal, the heads, the coordinators, and all the teachers for having been so supportive in this process. I believe the 3 days of session are of some use. Could you list out all the voiced and voiceless letters? Yeah, I'll get that also to you, madam. I have received a question from someone. All the voiced and all the voiceless sound. Definitely. I'll give that also as a reference to you. It will reach you. All the voiced and voiceless patterns. Yes, that's a good question. I'll see that it is given to you. Otherwise, A very powerful attention by everybody. Thank you so much. We'll meet soon very shortly. Hope everything goes on well with the conditions outside. Please stay home, stay safe. My wishes, prayers, and thoughts for you and your family to be safe. Thank you so much, friends. Bye. Great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You too be safe, sir.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. My pleasure. So slowly, people are leaving the chat window. We are free to move. Maybe in a couple of minutes from now, I shall end the meeting. Great, friends. Now we have come under 20 participants. So with all your permission, I shall end the meeting now. Thank you for joining us today. Wish you a fabulous time ahead. Thank you, friends. I'm ending the meeting here.